sees once again Sue Thompson of Scotland play England. Linda Leadbitter. Let's start with Sue Thompson. She lives in Runcorn at the moment. She's aged 28. She's ranked number 1, having won the event last year, and is a prolific player. Let's take a look at her route to the final. And it includes some great wins. 6-2 there, 6-3 in the quarterfinals, an easy 7-1. And then Karen Ellsworth of England took it a 7-5, and that really was a close game. Karen got within just one pot of making it 6-all. She still didn't make it. And once again, Sue Thompson goes through. What about her opponent then, Linda Leadbitter? Well, once again, she's been dominant in this game. She's aged 25. She's ranked 2nd, having been runner-up last year, but of course she's won it so many times herself. Let's take a look at her route to the final. Everybody at this tournament is saying she's queuing brilliantly, and you can see by the results, 6-0, 6-2, and Elise Mabbutt of Australia, perhaps her closest game, and Karen Tompkinson 7-0, and in the semi-finals, Vicky Layton of Ireland 7-1. So definitely, Linda is on form. With me in the studio, I'm very pleased to say, is Vicky Layton. And Vicky, you were in that semi-final, but we've just seen there by the results. It's very hard to beat Linda, isn't it?
Yeah, she's on top of her game at the moment. She's queuing really well, and she looks really confident.
There are, though, a lot of young players like yourself. I mean, we've just mentioned that they're so dominant, these two players, but there's a lot of players like yourself who are starting to come through and begin to chip away at their dominance.
Yeah, there's some good players at the moment. Like you say, Linda and Sue are here again, but next year it could be a different story.
And what about your own game? You got to the semi-final. Are you pleased with the way you at least played?
Oh, yeah, I'm very pleased. I mean, I've practiced hard this year to do well, and it's paid off.
All right, well, as we've said earlier, these two have dominated the game quite brilliantly, actually, over the last few years. And you just have to look at the championships they've won. Linda Moffat, that was her maiden name before she became Linda Leadbitter. And you can see the two of them have absolutely and utterly dominated this game. And it looks as though one of them is going to do it again. I had a chance to speak to both of them before they went out for this big match for both of them. First of all, I asked Sue Thompson how important this would be. She goes for another final.
Quite dedicated to the final, confident. Linda's a great player and it's going to be a great match, but I'm feeling good.
Well, I'm determined to win it this year because if Sue wins it, then she's equalled my record, 3 wins in a row. So I really want to win it this year. You know, I've been practicing quite a bit coming into this, so just hope I can play well on the day.
It means a lot, not just for myself, but all the supporters out there, worldwide, Australia, New Zealand, they all love me as a person as well as a great pool player, and it'd be nice to do it for them. But winning that third title is what I want. I want to take it back to Scotland.
Both of these girls have reasons to take that championship again, and records to be broken, of course. Well, I've got to ask you, though, Vicky, come on, who's going to do it and why?
I think it all depends on the way Linda plays this year. I mean, last year she tried to outpot Linda. I mean, outpot Sue, and she's the greatest potter in the game. Linda is the best tactician, so if she tightens up the game this year and takes the time, I think she could do it.
All right, the master tactician against the big potter. Who's it going to be? We'll soon find out. Let's go to our MC once again, Alan Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's final is between the old firm of Thompson and Leadbitter, seeded 1 and 2 in the world, and what a class act they have become, dominating the ladies' game in no uncertain terms. Linda, a 3-time world champion, and Sue going for the hat-trick. Ladies and gentlemen, it's England against Scotland. Will you welcome Linda Leadbitter and the defence of her title, Sue Thompson.
No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not Groundhog Day with Chevy Chase. We're back here for the ladies' final, and it's Sue Thompson once again versus Linda Leadbitter. And that's not the sort of start that Sue Thompson was looking for.
One visit. Open title.
Another look at the break-off. A powerful break, but the cue ball weaving through the yellows and reds and finding its way to the bottom corner pocket. This is a best of 15 final. The first of these girls to 8 frames will be lifting the trophy at the end. The Embassy Ladies title has been up for grabs now for 6 years. These ladies have shared the first 5. Linda's won 3 titles. Sue Thompson going for the hat trick in succession. And given the fact this is the Ladies World Championship final, that can only mean one thing. I must have Keith Brewer in here with me. As we see Linda miss that easy yellow, Keith, this is really a game that Linda has to try and impose her tactical style.
That's right, Jim, and I think just like Vicky said before, it's very important that Linda doesn't go and play Sue's game, and last year in particular, I felt she did, and that was her downfall. I know that under the rules, obviously, we have to play an attacking game, but what I'm trying to say is it's no good looking for finishes when they're not there, and I felt that's what she did last year. And if she's going to have any chance to beat Sue, who's probably like the best potter that I've ever seen on the ladies circuit, if she's going to have any chance of beating her, that's what she's going to have to do. Just now and again, it's just play the odd snooker, cover the odd pocket, and I think she's got a good chance. She's certainly been doing excellent this week. I've been watching her in some of her pre-round games, and she's only dropped like 3 frames getting through. So I think she's got a very good chance this year.
Well, she's got to be as well prepared as ever. It's just been total domination by these 2 girls. And in fact, Sue Thompson, as I mentioned, looking for her 3rd title in succession here. She played with the men on the men's tour for a while and was quite competitive there.
Well, when you say that, Jim, I mean, actually both girls are very, very competitive. Even Linda has played in the men's tournaments, but Sue has actually won one many, many years ago, an open competition with men and ladies in it, and Sue actually won one of them. That just goes to show how good she is. She really is different class.
Slight hiccup there from Sue. Just clipped the yellow going in, but it's, if anything, tied the game up, which, as we said, might tend to benefit Linda.
To be honest, even though she's missed the ball, she's come out very fortunate indeed, and she's actually tied the black up with 1 yellow and then tied these other 2 yellows up. What Linda should do really now is just cover the pocket. And this is what I was saying, Jim, you know, if she does employ these tactical shots, it is going to give her a slight edge.
The number 1 and the number 2 seed, respectively, as they have been the last few years.
Now, Sue's either going to do one or 2 things here. She's either going to play the red in and move the yellow out and try and juggle everything around, or she's just going to lay it over the pocket. And what she actually tried to do there was actually remove the yellow.
Just a little thicker contact than she would have liked. There might have been room for that red to squeeze through there. But as you mentioned, Keith, Linda has only dropped 3 frames en route to this final. In fact, she was telling me that last night she went and practiced some snooker to try and prepare for the larger surface here in the ladies' final.
30 seconds.
That's right, Jim, because it is a little bit awkward for the ladies, and we do only usually play on 7x4 tables, and the only time we play on this larger table is at the televised stages, and for the ladies in particular, that obviously is a big problem, because it is the only time they will play is the final itself, and they're not really prepared for the bigger surface. So what Linda's done there really is a good idea. So what we've actually seen here, we've seen a tactical foul played. Sue was in a bit of trouble and knew that she had to play a tactical foul early. You can't afford to wait too long if you're going to make a deliberate foul. And what Sue has actually done there is got straight in and played the foul, left the red over the pocket.
30 seconds.
Just looking at the table at the moment, I would say Sue is definitely in a much better position. This is a good shot from Linda if it can stay over the pocket. Very unfortunate. She didn't play to pop the ball, she was trying to block the pocket. Back against the wall time now that the ball has actually dropped in. What she will need to do is pop the ball at the top of the table. Keep her 2 visits on the last yellow and black, And what has actually happened is that the red has actually squeezed against the cushion, and she can actually clear all of these out in one shot, and I think she's going to do it now. And that's not too bad. It's a little unfortunate where the black's gone, but she's developed all of the yellows. This will be the key shot. Sorry, Jim, I was just going to say this will be the key shot because she needs to gain good position on the last yellow ball here.
Well, she's certainly thrown down the gauntlet now because both of Sue Thompson's reds are also in the middle of the table.
A little surprising. She decided to take the hard shot first. Was obviously looking to finish on this one so she'd get good position on the black. I think we'll just see the snooker now. Must hit a rail, so she must play the ball against the rail. And not hard enough, Jim.
No, she won't be happy with her effort there. You can see wide open the red.
Couldn't quite work that shot out, Jim. I mean, she's missed it by an inch or two there, but just look at the position. The cue ball is way up the table. I don't know what she had in her mind. She seemed that she hadn't really made her mind up before she played the shot. Once again, Linda has the same shot she had before. Must hit the cushion. And this time, played much better.
There you can see the situation. Our referee, Marshall Mortar, with a quick eye, too, just to confirm that it is a snooker. And that would mean that, in effect, Sue Thompson doesn't have to hit a cushion once contact between cue ball and object ball is made, if it is. She'll be delighted, to say the very least, with that.
Well, great shot there, wasn't it? Maybe a little fortuitous, but still a great shot.
A little running never hurt, but you can see the flag in the background. She's got a lot of support here to Sue Thompson.
"30 seconds.
Well, that almost certainly spells the end of the first frame here now for Linda. The foul committed. 2 visits now for Sue Thompson. So she doesn't have to pot the 8 here. She'll be trying to, but if not, lay it right over the corner pocket. She didn't need the second visit. Sue Thompson opens accounts here. Takes the first frame in this best of 15 ladies final for the Embassy Whirlpool title. Stackus Hotel, and we're back with you for this year's Embassy Whirlpool Championships. Linda Leadbitter breaking off. It's frame 2 of a possible 15 here, the Embassy Whirlpool Championship for the ladies. This is the final. A final that for the last number of years has been contested by these 2 young women.
Good break once again there, Jim. A lot of power in the break from these 2 young ladies. Just look at the way they are spread here. The yellows look very inviting. Sure she'll go yellows.
30 seconds.
Nice shot, this one. It was important that she got this, too. It establishes her suit. At only 25 years of age, got a tremendous future ahead of her, and in fact, both her and Sue Thompson have joined the ranks of the Professional Snooker Association. They're going to be playing against a lot of the lady players in snooker next season. They possess that much talent. I think they might well become a force to be reckoned with there.
But you don't see any reason why not, do you, Jim? If you just watch the cue actions and the power they get into the shots, there's absolutely no reason why they couldn't play the game at a very high standard indeed. The way the yellows are lying at the moment, the one awkward ball is the one at the top of the table. This one just above the two reds. Now it's not a big problem, but the problem is going to be for her is just getting perfect position on it, so she can gain position back down onto the black. I'm pretty sure she'll leave that to last. So the next three shots are very important positional wise. And that looks pretty good.
Just wants to feather the white onto the center of the table now. This is a big shot now for Linda.
She's run it through a little more than what I feel she wanted to, but concentrate 100% on this pot. Should she get it, we'll have position on the black ball.
She's just overhit that. Overcut it slightly. And once again, she's given Sue Thompson an opportunity to reply.
As I said, Jim, it was just about getting perfect position, and she didn't quite get right on that yellow. She left herself just a little bit more to do than what she wanted. And this is where Sue really is at her best, you know, when all the balls are in the open like this.
She may have got that red and cleared the yellow, but she might still have a problem ball there.
Great shot. Played with safety in mind, Jim, as well. Should she have rattled that ball in the pocket, had the snooker. Pretty sure now we'll see her go on to finish this frame. She's in prime position. A little surprised. I think she wanted a little bit straighter on that red. You know, so she could just stun back and take this red into the same pocket, lift herself a little more to do than what she wanted. And once again, Jim, same pocket, didn't get perfect position, but not too bad.
Well, as you can see, looked in for a minute, but she's left Linda Leadbitter with half a chance here. She's probably going to have to take the double on. And what a pressure shot that was. She knew if she missed it, it would be her last chance. Just mounting concentration now for the 8 to the center. Great performance from Linda Leadbitter. She's taking the second frame here. It's score now 1-1 in this race to 8 ladies final.
Third frame, Sue Thompson's break, 1 frame all.
Terrific venue for this 1998 Ladies Whirlpool Championship final here. And right now, the breakoff shot has not been too kind to Sue Thompson. 0 for 2 in that department.
Well, once again here, Jim, plenty of power in the break. Of course, the only thing he guaranteed is to split the balls well. He never guaranteed to pot one on this occasion. Nothing down.
"30 seconds. Open tighter.
Still an open table.
Not quite sure what she was trying to do there. Whether she was just trying to stun the cue ball back for safety, because there wasn't an obvious pot on.
Yellow ball's in play.
Well, of course, what she has done here, Jim, is she's opened up all the yellows. Having said that, I mean, if Sue fails to take these out, if you just take a look at the reds, Jim, they're sitting too.
Well, she's dropped on to one of the more difficult yellows, to be sure, on the right-hand cushion. She'll be eager to make amends for that missed opportunity in the last frame.
Well, I'm not sure that's a good shot there, Jim. I think she's actually played to take the red in the centre of the table to the top left-hand pocket. I don't think it passes into the right-hand pocket. Well, indeed, that was correct, and she's had to play a safety instead. Good safety, though, from Sue there, Jim. Put the cue ball behind this red, and there's no obvious shot on. What Linden may elect to do is actually take the red nearest to the cue ball up to the top left-hand pocket, because if it does rattle, there she goes, and she's just caught. Now, if it sits in front of the yellow, and that's pretty good. Bit of a bonus there as well. Look where the cue ball's finished, Jim.
Yes, and Sue Thompson just tapping the table in acknowledgement of a very good shot from Linda Leadbitter.
Now, just looking at the table, as it stands now, Linda walks to it. She is in prime position. She doesn't have to go game. If she does, she's going to have to play a plant to the top pocket to remove that red. But all the reds are sitting pretty well.
Linda Leadbitter desperately wants to stop Sue Thompson from doing the hat trick here in terms of titles. She's won 3. Thompson's won 2. She wants to maintain that advantage.
She's played quite a good shot there. As I suggested before, she does employ these tactics. I've got a feeling she could get the better of Sue, because she prefers to go out and play a potting game. Linda did have the chance there to have a go, and I think last year would have seen her have a crack at that from there, but this year, no, she's sitting back. She's quite happy to put the odd ball over the pocket. And she's in quite a good position. Wouldn't be surprised now if we see her send one of the reds up to the right-hand corner pocket. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's playing all the right shots.
Total snooker.
Foul. Well, that's a great shot that Sue played. She was in so much trouble there. Yes, another look at it here. And that's just matured her situation considerably.
Now, although she's played a real good shot here and she's gained that pocket, what Linda will probably do is to regain it. Now, what she'll need to do is play off one of these reds down here. And she's failed to pot the ball. What she needs to do now is to play this other red back up onto the yellow. But she hasn't got perfect position. She could still try to cut it up there, but if she could have run the white through another 4 or 5 inches, then she could have sent the red up onto the yellow over the pocket and regained it. Still has the option to pot the yellow clean. That's probably what she's studying at the moment. What she could actually do is pot the yellow that's over the pocket and strew the cue ball back down the table.
30 seconds.
She's just weighing up now, I think, with this shot. And I think this is what she's going to play, Jim.
Foul. 2 minutes.
Well, exactly what you suggested, Keith. Even given the 2 visits up here, it's going to take more than 2 visits to release all the yellows on the table.
That's a good shot. Now, the shot is to pop the red over the pocket now to have a chance to win this game. In fact, she has 2 options here. She could actually just bump this yellow out, but she may just elect to pot it. No, she's elected to bump it out. The reason for that, I think, is because now she's done that, she can actually free the bad yellow on her next visit to the table. Now, that's the offending yellow there. That's the bad one that she had. Now, the reason she hasn't actually potted the red was she'd have given Linda 2 visits and she'd realised that she only had the 1 bad red and could have actually cleared up.
Foul. 2 visits.
Yep. Good shot from Linda once again. Played the deliberate foul. And she has a touching ball. Now the good thing about that, of course, is now she can't actually play directly at that without making a foul. She must play away. A couple of options for Sue. She could take a chance here. She could actually just play straight at the yellow and pot the red if she feels that she wants to do that.
Second visit.
I'm sure we'll see her pot the ball here. No. The reason she's elected not to do that was the same as before, really. She thought she gives Linda 2 visits. She has got the extra shot to remove the bad red at the top right-hand pocket. Played a very good shot there. Both yellows are now in play. Took a bit of a chance here, Jim. I think what she'd done, she'd weighed up the position of the 3 yellows and thought, well, Sue's got quite a difficult finish anyway, especially this yellow just below the black ball. The one just below it here, this ball is quite awkward to get on, and I thought she'd taken a chance thinking Sue's probably not going to finish. Well, you don't see that every day of the week, Jim. You see that ball cleanly went into the pocket and came back out.
Absolutely. Look at this. Yellow right into the back of the pocket and shoved out by one of the gremlins living down there. Extraordinary.
Well, actually, Jim, I mean, looking back at the men's event, of course, we know that this has actually happened before.
Yes, but still, something you just don't see very often.
What this has actually done now is thrown Linda a golden opportunity. I'm sure she didn't expect to get quite a chance like this. The only difficult ball is the black, but it does pot into the centre pocket quite easily. It's just about Linda getting perfect position on the remaining 3 reds.
Just wants to make sure and maintain angle on the last red. It looks like she's done that to be able to pull right over in behind the 8 ball to the opposite center. Should be happy with that.
Yeah, that's just about right, Jim. She played the reds very well there. She's kept the cue ball in prime position all the time. Would probably have preferred to go another 3 or 4 inches, but shouldn't present any problem at all here.
Well, Linda Leadbitter benefiting from a stroke of misfortune from Sue Thompson. But regardless, she takes the 3rd frame here now and leads Sue Thompson by 2 frames to 1 in the best of 15 Embassy Whirlpool Ladies Final. And now we're going to just run back to the studio with some thoughts from Jonathan.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, no question about it. Linda's got the lead, and as Vicky pointed out, she's playing a tactical game. But Vicky, I mean, Sue seems, in my mind, to be actually up to that as well.
That's it, yeah, there's a bit of a sloppy start from both players, but obviously Sue's been practising her tactics, and I think she's doing all right at the minute. She's holding her own. She's had a bit of bad luck in that frame, but
it's all about on the day, isn't it, on a game like this? Who do you think, in terms of what you've just seen, is playing better pool?
I'd say Linda at the moment. She's closing Sue down. She's doing everything right. She's stopping her from potting the balls, and she's the girl for me at the moment, yeah.
All right, well, certainly she's got the advantage. It's just 2-1. It's very much early days here in the final. Let's go back now for the next frame.
So Linda doing everything right, as Vicky says, breaks off here in frame 4. She's the odd frame in front. You know she'd dearly love to extend that lead.
Open time.
But the break hasn't been much of a weapon for either girl, certainly at this juncture in the match.
Yellow balls in play.
Yellow's looking very inviting here, Keith.
But once again, Jim, fantastic break. The breaks have been really good today. And normally, I would say Sue would take these out, no problem at all. But this is the world final. Big audience in tonight, Jim, as you can see. Great atmosphere for these two young ladies. Sue must be very, very disappointed after having that ball jump back out the pocket on her. But she's such a great professional player. I'm sure she won't let it pull her off again. I'm sure it'll make her more determined to pull it right. She's such a great cueist. She really is. Now, the reason for that, Jim, is she was hampered slightly there by the ball next to the cue ball.
Yes, slightly awkward bridging there. Worried about fouling the red.
And it has to be said, Jim, just watching the early 3 or 4 frames, Sue is missing a couple of balls in this final. And she'll need to put this right. Because in the last couple of years, she wasn't really missing anything. And it's only going to give Linda confidence if she keeps doing this.
Well, that wasn't a very good positional shot from Linda Leadbitter there. Even though she potted the red, she hasn't dropped onto another one.
But what she did there, Jim, she tried to play the cannon on the red on the left-hand side cushion. Missed it altogether. And has lost position altogether. That's this red here. She played the cannon that over the pocket. Didn't quite manage it. So now we're going to go to plan B. Little bit unlucky. She's took that pot on thinking that if she does cover the pocket, it would cause her a problem because Sue does have a yellow down there. She's thinking right all the time at the moment, is Linda. I'll give her a due. But once again, you wouldn't really expect Sue to miss from here.
She just wants to get in her mind clear how she wants to play the 8-ball should she get this yellow.
And that's pretty good. Jim, pretty good on the black.
Same pocket. And that was a great finish from Sue Thompson. That's just what she needed. That'll get her head straight. She's leveled accounts now with Linda Leadbitter. It's 2 frames apiece in this best of 15 ladies final. Play for as Sue Thompson breaks off here. Frame number 5. And the break just not happening at all for Sue. But if anything, the balls are a little scrappier than we've seen in the past.
Just a little bit, yes. Once again, a very powerful break. Very powerful break indeed. Just a little cluster appeared on the left-hand side of the table. Decision time now for Linda. She does actually have the option to go yellow. She could actually disturb the little cluster on the side if she wanted to. This little cluster here, she could pop the one in the centre pocket and actually move the other one.
Yellow balls in play. Red balls in play.
Well, I think it's clear this year that she is definitely going to employ the tactical game that she didn't employ last year. Do you think so, Jim?
She's obviously slowed the pace down and doing a lot of thinking. Last year, we'd have seen her take shots on from this position.
That's for sure, yeah.
She's going to put her best foot forward this year, Keith. At least if she's going to go down, she's going to go down swinging. Beautiful shot there, just developed the red.
Great shot, Jim, but she's a little unfortunate with the cue ball. She's left herself hampered by the yellow. So instead, she's going to come back down table.
She would love to have saved that red till later.
That was her intentions, obviously, but because she'd lost position, she's used that ball as a saver and come back up table for the remaining 4 reds.
She makes difficult pots look easy, Keith.
Yeah, I know, for sure.
Like she's making what would have been a very awkward finish here look elementary. And that was a nice touch. Got to be careful here, though. 8 ball, bottom right, just as in the preceding frame. Dead center of the pocket yet again. That's 2 in a row for Sue Thompson. She's starting to find her form, and that looks ominous for Linda Leadbitter. She now leads 3 frames to 2 in this race to 8.
She knows there wasn't really much she could do about these 2 frames that she's lost. It was just due to Sue's superior play.
Linda needs a ball off the break here. Yellow bottom left. Finally something drops. But Sue Thompson laughing. The cue ball did a little dance on top of the rail. Just watch this. Watch the cue ball. And back onto the playing surface. Perfectly legal.
Red ball's nominated.
Red ball's nominated.
30 seconds. Red ball's in play.
Wipes its feet a little bit there, Jim. Top side of the pocket. She took on the more difficult shot because, of course, she could have potted the red over the bottom right-hand pocket, but she don't want to move that one just yet. That's her saver. Now and again, when you've got a ball over a pocket and you've got 3 or 4 difficult balls, you like to leave that one because if you do get out of position, you can come back to it. And that's a great ball. Up the rail, didn't even touch the sides.
Yes, another look at it here. Very clean pot. Again, both girls looking very confident and comfortable. Obviously, the 2 reds for Linda on the right-hand side, nearest the center pocket, are cause for concern. Eventually, Keith, she's going to have to try and get at those 2.
Yes, that's a little problem, and of course she'll be looking for a ball like this one now to try and develop them. And there we go.
That's a little bit of...
Could have been better, could have been worse, I think.
Well, she still landed on her choice of reds, so I think she'll be happy with it. And obviously now all reds developed. You can see that one available. But it certainly is to the center the cue ball's guarding now. It's a big chance here for Linda, and she doesn't want to mess it up. I just had funny feelings, Keith, about her choice of shot there.
Yeah, I don't think it was the right ball. She couldn't quite see 100% of it. I think she was trying to play it with a touch of side to straighten it.
And now the yellows in prime position. A little bit of a containing shot there from Sue Thompson. Obviously not feeling the urge to attack just yet.
Very important shot coming up for Linda here because just looking at all the yellows, Sue, I bet she can't wait to get back to the table. Well, I don't think she's done enough. The idea was right there, Jim. She tried to make the plant, thinking that if she didn't get it, she'd at least cover the pocket. But unfortunately, she has left it open for the yellow.
Once again, another look at it. She certainly covered the pocket, but
and that's a great shot. It really is.
when you can pot like Sue Thompson, You can develop situations and turn what might be a very grim one into one of some promise.
It's an amazing shot. I mean, on a normal size table, Jim, you'd expect her to pot balls like that, but on the 8-foot table, that really was a lot more difficult than it looked.
Again, Keith, I just felt that she was a little concerned with the red that she was cueing nearest. If she was going to miss it, she was going to miss it with a thick hit. Another look. You see the cue raised up? She was very concerned because she doesn't raise the cue after she strikes.
One option she does have, of course, now she could take it now, this shot. This red is going to cause a problem here. Now this red, she needs to try and remove this now because it won't go in the top left-hand pocket. Now here's an interesting shot.
Well, obviously with that shot, once again, Linda Leadbitter has thrown the challenge to Sue Thompson.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting, Jim. I mean, what she's actually doing, she knows that Sue has got hard chances, and she's given her these hard chances, and she's just hoping that she makes the mistakes. Now I'm just wondering, looking at this, it's very awkward cueing. She's not looking at it, but I've got a feeling that this yellow will pass these reds. It will actually go cushion first and past it. She's just spotted it now. And there we go.
Stretching. Once again, equal to the challenge, just this 8. And Sue Thompson has finished yet another finish that Linda Leadbitter didn't think she'd get. It was a great one. She now leads Linda by 4 frames to 2 in this race to 8. Sue Thompson now set to break here. We're in frame 7 of a best of 15 ladies final. And finally, Sue Thompson gets one off the break to a smattering of applause.
And I'll tell you what, Jim, what a break this is as well.
Another look at it. She's always had a great displacement of the colors on the table, and the red just making its way to the middle pocket. And look at the reds.
Just look at the reds, Jim. I'm just going to say that myself. A little bit loose there. She's just touched the other red as she's potted that one, but I don't think it's going to make too much difference. No thought of even covering the pocket, Jim. You know, she'd have covered the pocket there. She'd have had the game completely sewn up. No, she's off. Let's go potting them all.
Sure sign of confidence.
Of course. It's the way she likes to play. This is exactly what Linda's trying to stop her doing, but at the moment, she's not really succeeded. Bit of a loose one there, Jim.
She just wanted the cue ball to travel a little further. The red is still on to the right center, but this is very awkward bridging.
Picture's been unfortunate, Jim, here. Great pot. Not sure that she can pot any of these 2 reds.
And she obviously doesn't fancy moving the other red as we see that pot again. Again, made to look very easy. Got to be careful with this one. Well, in fact, she could see it, Keith. It didn't look like she'd be... Didn't look like it was on.
No, I must admit, it looked like the yellow was hiding it, but she could just see half of the ball, just enough to pot it. Hasn't got ideal position on the next ball. But she's such a great cueist, as we all know. I'm sure she'll make the pot. It's whether she can finish on this black.
She's given herself yet another black, another chance for another frame. Well, tickled the yellow, but no problem. Sue Thompson has now won 4 in a row. She leads Linda Leadbitter by 5 frames to 2. And I know Jonathan and Vicky will have something to say about this.
Oh, no question about it. Sue has definitely found her form in the last few frames. We started off by talking about the master tactician in Linda and the fact that Sue's potting was going to be the key. And Vicky, I mean, it has panned out that way, but not certainly for Linda as she'd want it, is it?
That's it now. I think it's all going horribly wrong for Linda. I mean, she has tried to play a tactical game. It's not worked. She's not kept Sue from, playing a normal game. She's potting well. Linda's missed a few easy pots, which is going to stick into her head. So
she's got the interval now, though, and I suppose for any player, you've got time to regather your thoughts, rethink the game. Should Linda change her game now? She's a long way back now. She's got a lot to do, or what? Stick to the plan.
I think she should stick to the plan. I mean, she can't really do a lot at the moment. The balls are coming out lovely for Sue. I mean, she's really on top of the game. She's potting really well, and just pulling out the finishes.
Now, you, like all the players in the game, at the start of the match said, "Oh yeah, Linda's the girl. She's cueing well. She's going to take this final." Do you still feel that?
Not at the moment, no. The way it's going, I think Sue.
All right, well, that's where we are at the moment. Let's go back to the action now.
It's all about the Embassy World Pool Championship trophy. Which one of these girls is going to be lifting it above their head at the end of the day? Right now, it's looking an awful lot like it's going to be Sue Thompson. And that storyline doesn't look like changing too quick. Linda Leadbitter led 2 frames to 1 at the early stages here. Again, we see the cue ball off the break here. We're in frame 8. And she now finds herself behind 5 frames to 2. Sue Thompson has taken the last 4 frames, and in lightning quick fashion. In Keith Brewer, we've seen some tremendous pool in this event, and I think Sue Thompson has taken it to a different level. A few of the finishes in the last few frames are as good as any we've seen.
Yes, and to be honest, it does take some believing. She's only got 1 bad yellow there, and she's freed it straight away. And if she's going to carry on from where she left off before the interval, I'm sure she'll take this finish out as well. She's really got into her rhythm at the moment. It can be quite frightening, when you're the opponent of somebody that's in this kind of groove. I've been there, unfortunately, and know what it's all about. And it's not particularly like Linda's playing bad. She's just not getting any chances.
And a few decisions might have been questionable, but they certainly stayed to her strengths. And Sue Thompson has just taken advantage of even the slightest mistake from Linda.
Well, just as we're speaking, Jim, and she's playing so well that all of a sudden she's just got an unwanted kiss on one of the red balls with the cue ball, and she's gone completely out of position.
Just looking at this off the cushion. But here, just watch the kiss. Just touches that red after the yellow goes in, and that's what took her out of position.
Was asking an awful lot. She couldn't actually see the cushion in front. What she was trying to do was swerve around the ball, make contact cushion first, and then pocket the yellow.
Another look at it. Never easy to judge when the cue ball is traveling so far and you're trying to just swerve around an impeding ball.
From Linda's point of view, though, it's a chance that she needs. She's certainly not been having many in this match. And the reds are very well placed. And this will be a sign, Jim, if she has got the confidence to respond.
Well, the ladies have just had a little interval here. And Linda lost the first frame of this match. So she'll be eager to turn that around. This is really the second session here now. And she's got to start it on the right foot. This is a finish she really must make, given the position of the reds. If she can't get out from here, Sue Thompson must feel invincible. A lot of people tend to cave in when your opponent's playing so dominantly as Sue is at the moment. It's not always that easy to get straight back into it when you do get a chance. She's been sat in her chair most of the time. But so far, she's played the finish very well. The most awkward ball will be the one that's down by the black, and that's why she's elected to leave this till last. This is a great shot. That's just about perfect. Now she's got a couple of options. It looks like she has a slight angle on the red. She can just stun it in, cannon into the yellow just below it, hold for the black, in either to the side pocket or the top pocket on the right hand side. She could stun across and take it into the opposite corner. Just depends how she feels. And she's elected to screw across. And she's gone a little bit far with the cue ball there, Jim. Well, this could have been so much easier. Remember, she's going to be cueing this across the nap. This is missable. But Sue Thompson finally loses a frame to Linda Leadbitter. Great caught from Linda there. And she stopped the rot. 4 in a row Linda had lost. And she pulls one back now to trail Sue Thompson 5 frames to 3. Hello and a very warm welcome to the Stackus Hotel for the 1998 Embassy World 8-Ball Pool Championships. We were beginning to wonder if Sue Thompson wasn't going to steamroll on. She breaks off here now, frame number 9. Red, yellow. And another yellow to the bottom right. Open table for
reds,
Sue.
Jim. Sorry about that, but just look at the reds. Fantastic break. 3 balls on the break. Lots of power. But just look at the reds. All of the yellows have gathered on the left-hand side. This is going to make it so easy for Sue to finish this game.
I don't really like the way she's played the first shot. She's made things a little bit more awkward. If she could have got back to the center of the table, she would have had a few choices.
Yeah, it was a very loose first shot, and because she's cannoned the red and lost position slightly, then it makes the next pot more difficult. She's taken on the next pot, then she's cannoned another red. All of a sudden, she's completely out of position. Now she's put herself under a bit of pressure here, Jim, because if she doesn't make another red, all of a sudden, all the yellows are just pretty. Good recovery shot, though. And she's felt very good with the cue ball here, right in amongst the 3 reds. Wiped its feet there, Jim, on the way in.
A very long bridge. She's doing it in style. Well, the comeback started before we could get a chance to gain any momentum. Sue Thompson halts Linda Leadbitter in her tracks, takes that frame, now leads 6 frames to 3, and requires just 2 more.
10 frame. Linda Leadbitter break, trailing 6 frames to 3. Red and yellow ball bottom.
Well, even though a ball in off the break, she's certainly not finished ideally on any. As you can see, that white precariously dangling over the right center pocket. Don't anybody breathe, it'll disappear.
Not an ideal break, it has to be said. Put plenty of power in, but we've got a little bunch on the left-hand side with a red and a yellow. That is going to be a problem no matter what colour she takes. Sure, she'll look to a tactical game here. Decided to go yellows.
And misses have been at a premium from Sue Thompson.
What I'm just looking at here, Jim, is if this red in the centre, just below the black, if this red here goes into the side pocket on the right, and that's it there, just there, can she disturb the bad red? Oh dear, oh dear. Good effort though, very unlucky there, Jim. Great effort to try and develop the one awkward red that she had.
Slightly misjudged because she didn't get the pot anyway. This has given a chance certainly to Linda now with 2 visits.
The nice thing from the yellows here is that they're all bunched at one side of the table, so it's quite easy to gain perfect position on all of the yellows as she takes them out. Hasn't got to do too much with the cue ball. Just got to make sure now, just carrying the 2 visits, just going to make sure she takes 1 pot at a time, hold the 2 for as long as she can, with not really too much difficulty. Well, that's so far so good. Now what she's probably going to do is play. She's got to play this yellow here into the centre pocket. Once she does that, she will open up the 2 yellows just below it. That will be the key ball in this finish. And that's just about perfect, Jim.
Clear sailing now for Linda. As you said, Keith, these other 2 yellows now easily attainable. And remember, she still does have her 2nd visit. She hasn't missed yet.
Bit of a loose shot there, though, Jim. She only really needed just to stun that in. She screwed it back 3 or 4 inches. But no problem for these girls, as we've seen time again. 2 visits on the black. Don't think it goes clean into the centre pocket. No need to go for a dash shot here. It's just a matter of making sure with the 2 shots that she gets the black. Probably going to play it up to the top left-hand pocket as we look. And that's just nice.
A very tenacious Linda Leadbitter. She's refusing to give in. She's just trailing by 2 frames now at 6 frames to 4. And Jonathan, this is still all to play for.
Exactly right. It is all to play for. Very, very important stuff, that by Linda. And I think she came out after the break, and obviously we said she needed to psych herself out, and then she potted the white ball on the break, which is very hard for you, for your psyche, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but she's picked herself up, and she's done. It's a big frame for Linda there. It's put her right back in the match.
And a rare mistake by Sue, putting that white in.
That's it. Yeah, she don't really make, don't make a lot of mistakes, but as I say, Linda's back in the game now. It should be quite interesting.
Seems to be the key to all these finals, just these rare mistakes. And here is that ball going in for old Sue Thompson, putting just 1 ball down. She's up to break now in the next frame.
She's definitely keeping Sue Thompson firmly in her sights. As well as Sue has played, she's only 6-4 in front. And that's a credit to Linda's talent and tenacity.
Once again, though, Jim, fantastic break from Sue. This time, she didn't put the maximum power in. She selected there just to underhit it slightly. Made sure she made a forceful break, but just really took her foot off the gas pedal there a little bit. And she's opened up the balls very, very well.
Red ball's in play.
It's been very entertaining here. They're seeing the number 1 and 2 seeds in the world battle it out here on center stage. The ultimate prize at stake. And the 6 titles that have been up for offer, the Embassy World titles, will be split right down the middle at 3 apiece between these 2 girls. The eventual winner here will take home £2,000 with the runner-up guaranteed £1,200. But more importantly, the title. Well, they're clapping here, Jim, but she's actually finished very straight on this ball on the bottom cushion. And it's going to make position very difficult. There we can see it's absolutely dead straight. It's going to make position very difficult for the next red. One option she does have, if she doesn't really like it, she could just roll it over the pocket and just wait for another opportunity. She wouldn't actually be leaving Linda much at all, the way that the yellows are situated. I think that may be her best option, just looking at the table. From Linda's point of view, she'll have a chance if Sue does keep going. Well, there you go, and she was trying to play a very forceful shot, and it wasn't really on Jim. She was making an angle that just wasn't there. Well, obviously too straight and trying to make too much from the shot then presented itself. There's still an awful lot of work for Linda to do here. The one yellow nearest the left side. Very difficult.
30 seconds.
Well, she didn't have many options here, and she's elected to take this ball off. I think she kind of knew, really, that she wasn't going to make the shot. She's quite a way out with it there, Jim. But she hasn't done a lot of damage, because she's actually left the cue ball tight on the cushion. And this ball didn't go. I didn't think it went. And now Linda is in the better position here. What she will probably do is pocket one of the yellows and send one of the yellows down to the pocket where she's just left the red. In fact, she could actually play one of the yellows down right now. It just depends how she feels.
Well, still that one nearest the left center has to be one she's going to have to develop.
Yes, that's right, Jim. This one here by the left centre pocket is tight on the cushion. I've got a feeling what she's going to do now, she's going to pop this into the top left-hand pocket, and that is the one she's going to play right down the rail, because she actually has a very big pocket there at the bottom. This is where she has to make her mind up, Jim. Now, she's either going to play it quite forcefully and go for the finish, or she may elect just to roll it and cover the pocket. And I think that was the better choice.
Well, in no danger now. Completely covered this bottom corner.
Foul.
Where's the cue ball, Jim? Good shot, really, until the cue ball went in. If she'd have left the cue ball right on the top rail, it would have been very difficult for Linda. But now, of course, with cue ball in hand, will make things much more easy for her from here. It all depends if this yellow goes now at the bottom left-hand pocket. Does it pass the red cleanly? If it does, then it will be quite an easy out for her. Well, she's going to take this shot on anyway. And there you see, went clean. Oh, but she's been very, very unlucky here. Still holding 2 visits, so not too much damage done. She will probably roll this over the pocket. And that is the correct shot.
Second visit.
Now what she will have to do here is basically just roll this one over the top pocket. The only problem with this, of course, she will be leaving Sue a chance. Another option she has, she could clip off it half ball, leave the cue ball tight on the top rail, leaving Sue a very hard shot. That will probably be a better option looking at it, because of course Sue could double the last red that's on the cushion.
30 seconds.
Exactly as you suggested, Keith. Didn't want to leave her an easy starting red.
Just overdone it a touch. Wanted to leave the yellow so it was near the pocket and leave the cue ball tight on the top cushion. So Sue does have a chance here. And the way she's played it, this red must pass the yellow into the pocket. It must pass. It's obviously a gap. Now, when she plays this shot, she needs to remove the yellow ball.
Definitely a chance for Linda. Sue had to try and get that red in there far enough to either stay or go in. I think you're going to see a deep screw shot here from Linda now. Back top table for the other yellow. Well, I'm sure her heart was in her mouth there.
Well, Joe, I was going to say that's one way of getting on it. And that's just like I was saying before, when she played the safety on this ball, if she could have just left it near the pocket, it would have made things a little easier when she got this opportunity. That's a great ball. And she'll be very happy with that. Leaves herself with the black into the right-hand centre pocket.
The eight's in. Linda Leadbitter is making a match of this. She is keeping Sue Thompson firmly under pressure. 6-5 to Thompson now in this best of 15 ladies 15 Embassy World Ladies Pool Championship. Breaking off Linda Leadbitter. Things are starting to turn around.
Once again, Jim, awesome break. Lots of power into the break. And more importantly, of course, she's made a ball on the break.
But you've got to be impressed. She seized the initiative, and she's turned it right back at Sue Thompson now. And there's the England ladies team, Keith, and I understand they're champions in their own right, all here to support Linda.
Yes, there they are, all kitted up, and they are the ladies' world team champions for 1998. And congratulations to them under the managership there of Shirley Jukes.
This is far from easy, as some of the Scottish fans look on. And they're in uniform as well, Keith.
Well, you know what it's like in this world of pool of ours. We get all sorts of characters, Jim. Couldn't quite see enough of that ball to pot it. But she's played quite a clever shot there. She's moved the yellow out of the way. And should she pot that, I think the other yellow, the other red, rather, just above the yellow, will pocket. So she's basically thrown the gauntlet to Sue now. Now that she's only one frame behind, Sue can't afford to take too many chances. Was a tough pot though, that, Jim. She couldn't see a lot else to go for. Decided to go for the big pot.
And it narrowly escaped. This is developing into a real classic between these two. Well, she's given Sue yet another go. But still, that yellow on the bottom cushion is the real problem ball.
The yellows aren't well placed here. Interesting to see how Sue, she may try and develop the two yellows on the left side cushion. That's what she tried to do there. Put loads of right hand side onto the cue ball. Tried to move it into the two yellows. Didn't quite happen for her. She may just elect to roll down, because if she hits the one on the rail, I think she can actually get through to this. And she could.
Keith, she's missing shots that she wasn't missing earlier.
Well, it has to be said that when the interval did come along, I think it came along more for Linda than for Sue. And when you're kind of out there and you're flowing very nicely and you're potting well, the last thing you want to do is stop and have a 15-minute interval. And that's what's happened. It's affected Sue a little bit, and it's given Linda a chance to collect her thoughts. And all of a sudden, all the reds are there once again. As I suggested before, this red here, just above the yellow ball, will actually pass into the corner pocket. And that's very important now, because that means that Linda, on this visit, can finish the game. Now she's taken this ball on purpose, because what she didn't want to do, she didn't like playing the plant, which meant she was going to play one red onto the other. So what she decided to do was take the ball over the pocket. However, what she didn't want to do was get the little cannon that she has. I do think that the red will still pass. So now it's all about getting perfect cue ball control. Now I think that red will pass, but it's very tight. I think, Jim, that she does have an angle on this red to come down, and she does need to get on it very well. And that's not bad.
This is the big shot right now. If she gets this, you're looking at 6 apiece.
It's a very important shot for her right now, Jim. It is tight, you can tell. We saw it on the camera there. It's very tight, but it will definitely pass into the pocket. She must just miss the yellow. It will pot. So just a little stun out, and she will be on the remaining red, which is over the centre pocket.
Too much.
It's a bad miss, Jim.
She just borrowed a little too much, Keith. She was so concerned with the fact that it had to go into the outside of the pocket.
Great shot. Good tactical shot there. She hasn't got many options here. One option she does have, of course, she could play the red onto the yellow, but in giving Sue 2 visits, I wouldn't really advise that one.
Not from what we've seen. And every time she's challenged Sue in that regard, Sue has been equal to it.
And that was a big miss, you know, from Linda, when you just think that if she got that and got on the next red, she was going to tie this game up at 6 apiece. Anyone's game then. A nothing shot. Tried to get it in front of one of the yellows there, but really a nothing shot.
Well, Sue really with the protection of knowing that one of Linda's reds is covered in the bottom corner. So she's not nearly under as much pressure right now as Linda, certainly in this frame.
She's just a little concerned. Now that she's in this position, she doesn't actually want to lose this frame. She can't lose it. She doesn't want to lose. She's just a little concerned because when she plays this yellow now, which she's going to play onto the one over the pocket, there's always a chance it could just bump out and go underneath the red. Needs to play it very slowly, and it's happened. That was the one thing she was frightened of, Jim. And now it's a test for her. She's even contemplating, Jim, here, playing the red onto the yellow and just killing the red completely. Well, unbelievable this game has moved backwards and forwards.
It was one of those instances where Linda Leadbitter couldn't win it, but Sue Thompson could lose it, and that might be the case.
With hindsight, Jim, it was easy to say she was very concerned about playing that yellow onto the other one, because so many times it can just bobble up and finish. And this is exactly what happened here. And of course, the worst thing is it has left a gap for the red to pass.
30 seconds.
So one good pot here from Linda and she could win the frame. That's a great shot, Jim. And this red does pass the yellow. Probably go cushion first, off the side of the pocket. It's all about just getting... Now you can see it will easily pass through that gap. All Linda has to do is concentrate on getting the cue ball in prime position for the black. Well, I just don't understand that shot. She obviously didn't feel 100% confident playing the pot, and she hasn't got perfect position on the black, and really that was an ideal opportunity to get back level. She should have played it with a bit more force, and she could have got right on this black.
It's there. Linda Leadbitter with a terrific 8-ball, even though it was difficult, equal to the task. We couldn't be better poised, 6 frames apiece. And Jonathan, this is turning into a classic.
Well, it always seems to turn into a classic with these two girls, and we've been on the edge of our seats here, and Vicky, well, we can't really call it now, it's 6-all, but I think the composure that Linda is showing is quite brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, that's it, yeah, that was a big frame for Linda, that one. I mean, if Sue would have won that one, then we could have said, really, that would have been all over. But Linda's clawed back into the game now.
Would you make any comments about any mistakes that either player's making?
Yeah, there is a few mistakes now that each player, they're creeping into the game, but I mean, the pressure's there. I mean, you know, the world title could be anyone still.
Absolutely. We're talking about a 3-time world champion and a 2-time world champion. Certainly the pressure is on at 6-all in this. Let's get back to it.
13th frame. Sue Thompson to break. 6 frames all.
And now Sue Thompson breaks off frame number 13. And how things have turned around.
One visit.
What was very noticeable there, Jim, was really she hasn't put any power into the break. At the start of the game, both girls were really launching the cue ball in. This time, more like a half-hearted attempt.
Well, it has become a test of character now for these two girls. They're both going to have to dig down. That competitive spirit that they both possess is really being called upon now. Champions both in their own right. And this is easily
30 seconds.
one of the biggest struggles that either one of them have faced.
Yellow ball's in play.
But certainly the momentum right now has to be with Linda Leadbitter.
Once again, Jim, the correct shots. With there being quite a cluster of balls around the black spot there, there was no need to go for a daft finish. She's gone on the yellows and quickly covered the pocket.
Foul.
Okay, good shot from Sue. Realising that there's no finish there for Linda, quickly potting the ball and moving the cue ball into a position where she has no advantage whatsoever. Now with these two shots, what Linda needs to do is try and gain one of the pockets. One of the two pockets down the bottom end of the table. And that's a great shot. A great shot.
Second visit. Not touching.
Well, she sees the pocket, as you said, Keith, and once again in the driver's seat here. Linda was in front in this match at 2 frames to 1, and she proceeded to lose 4 in a row to trail 5-2 at the break. She has come back to win 4 of the next 5 frames. And we find ourselves deadlocked here
30 seconds.
at 6 apiece, effectively reducing this world title now to a best of 3.
Well, this isn't a good shot really from Linda, because what she's done, she's put the cue ball in such a way that Sue gets the same option if she wishes, and that is she could play the red onto the yellow that's over the bottom right-hand pocket. Take the cue ball up the table, she wouldn't really be giving Linda much opportunity, and I think this is what she's going to do.
Foul. 2 visits.
Yes, once again, the foul committed.
The one thing that's gone wrong there, Jim, is it's the right shot, she's played it well, but what's happened is that the red has just made its way onto the side rail, so now it isn't blocking the pocket. So what this has done now is it's opened both of the corner pockets up. Linda, with 2 visits, has opened up her 4 remaining yellows. Again, doesn't have to go game here, may elect just to cover the pocket where this red is. And I think this is the right shot. That's a great shot.
Well, her husband must be much more relieved at the turn of events here. Francis has to be very proud of his wife. She's really dug down. A lot of grit and determination exhibited by Linda Leadbitter here.
Well, Sue's in a fair bit of trouble here, Jim. Because the red down the bottom right-hand pocket there is completely dead. So this means she's either got to play a snooker, maybe elect to cover the bottom left-hand pocket, or manufacture some amazing shot to remove this ball. And she's going to take the double on. She's manoeuvred the cue ball into perfect position. Double kissed it. Good effort, Jim, but she double kissed the ball. A little bit unfortunate. Great opportunity now for Linda, and I'm not being funny, but if she does take this frame, you've got to fancy her to go on and win.
Contrast in appearances all of a sudden here. And these ideally situated now, the yellows.
Really... Sorry, Jim, I was just going to say, you can see that she's taking her time. She's got 3 easy yellows, but she's going to make her 100% sure of this next one.
Well, I was going to say, Keith, this is a long ways from over, but this really has been some admirable performance from Linda, even just to get back in this, the way that Sue Thompson was playing. All credit to her.
30 seconds.
Well, she's having to use the rest, and this is something that we don't use very often, Jim, because normally, as I've said before, we do play on the smaller table, the 7x4, and we don't have to use the rest very often. And of course, when we're playing on this larger table at the TV stage, we have to use it quite on a regular. So, she's played it very well. She has a slight angle on the bottom yellow, so we'll probably elect to play it through with a little bit of top and take the other yellow into the opposite corner. And that's fine.
At one stage, Linda dropped 4 frames in a row. If she completes victory in this frame, she'll have taken the last 4. Just the 8. And not since the opening 3 frames has Linda Leadbitter led in this one. She now finds herself just 1 frame away from her 4th Embassy World Pool title. She's in front of Sue Thompson by 7 frames to 6. Both Sue Thompson and Linda Leadbitter have contested this final as well as any final could be contested. We're in frame 14 now of a scheduled 15 frames, if necessary.
It's a good break, Jim. This ball's potted.
Red and yellow ball box.
You can see that little bit of excitement on her face. She knows this is a great opportunity. Once again, Linda's breaks have been absolutely fantastic. Plenty of power in every break that she's made. And just quickly looking, Jim, you've got to say that these yellows look very inviting.
And a couple yellows that she could start with either to the center or the bottom left.
30 seconds.
Either this yellow to the center pocket looks favorite. A glorious opportunity here, Keith. Dare we say it?
Well, it has to be said, Jim, doesn't it, that when you're one frame from victory and you broke, and they've come out like this, the yellows are very, very well placed. It's only a matter of controlling the cue ball.
She's going to want to be very careful. This is an opportunity that I'm sure a short time ago she didn't think would present itself. Not at this stage.
Well, this is the correct way to go here, Jim. This one, to roll it into the corner pocket. Now she's out of position. She didn't really want it like this. She wanted to take the yellow just below the cue ball here. So this means now she's probably going to have to take the one on the rail. If she does make the pot, though, Jim, sorry about that, she will be in perfect position.
Well, you know, Sue Thompson is just wondering if she's going to get another chance this year. She's played some dynamite pool.
She's overcooked it. Absolutely incredible stuff, isn't it? Once you go slightly out of position, Jim, it cannons on to the next ball and to the next ball, and it can just get worse and worse.
The snowball effect right now experienced by Linda Leadbitter.
The problem here is really potting the two yellows. I mean, she can roll the yellow into the middle and then take the last yellow. It's gaining perfect position on the black ball because, as you can see, she will be running the cue ball into the red on the bottom rail.
30 seconds.
Has to be very careful here. Awkward bridging for this shot. Okay, that's fine so far.
Can she avoid the cannon on the red, on the bottom cushion?
Well, it's going to be close, and I suppose the way to look at this is she does cannon that red. Is it will only be a very thin cannon. It will probably still take the cue ball up the left-hand side of the table. And that will be perfect for the black. So here we go.
Well, that'll do just nicely, Jim.
Just one ball and one pot away from a memorable victory is Linda Leadbitter here. Gathering it all. Concentration exemplified right there. And her husband, I'm sure, willing this one in.
30 seconds.
It's in. Linda Leadbitter has done it. A tremendous victory. Fantastic. Who would have thought? Who would have given her a penny for her chances when she trailed 5-2? Absolutely astounding. A victory worthy of a champion. She's the queen of the embassy pool world. Linda Leadbitter has defeated Sue Thompson by 8 frames to 6. And even Sue Thompson can applaud that performance from Linda Leadbitter there. And Keith, what more can you say? It's been an unbelievable day. Linda Leadbitter, her back was against the wall, and when she needed it most, she produced the goods. Well, what can you say? Absolutely unbelievable. It's got to be one of the best comebacks in a final that I've ever seen. Pure incredible. Goes to show what the girl's made of. She won the last 5 frames to become the 1998 Embassy Pool World Champion. And Jonathan Green and Vicky, this is really something that must be remembered.
Well, an absolutely fantastic final. Last year was a classic. We hoped it would be a classic this year, but I don't think any of us expected it to go to 6-all with such an ebb and flow between the two players. Quite sensational indeed by both of them. Well, they've given us some great pool over the years and really have dominated this game. I know they're good friends off the actual table, and they work very hard to be ambassadors for this game. So they've both done extremely well to give us another cracking final. They can't plan it, of course. It's just the way it goes. And I'm glad to say that both of them have joined me here in the studio. And first of all, ladies, thank you very much, both of you, for giving such a great final to both of us. Let me start off, Sue. I know you had high hopes, high aspirations going into this one, that you really wanted to equal that record of 3 and you want to go for it and all the rest of it. Tell us how your game went.
I was playing quite well there, really, the first session, but I come out really after having the break. I don't know, I think I lost my concentration, but Linda come back well at me, and a bit disappointed, really. Like, I missed a few shots there, really, that cost me the frames. But obviously, you can't afford to miss balls like that in the final.
Got to ask you, at 7-6, what were your thoughts at that point?
Disappointed, really, till I be 7-6 down. It was actually 6-3 up, but Linda come back really well. And, she's only lazy really around. That's always going to push me, and she deserves to become world champion. She's played best pool today, and I wish her all the best.
Very sportsmanlike attitude, and I know you're very emotional, Linda, and why not? I mean, fantastic stuff. And I think really to do it the way you did it, to come back 5-2 down at the break, what went through your mind when you left the auditorium?
Like 5-2 down, I just felt I just couldn't get into it. Like the breaks, nothing seemed to be going for me. And I thought, just enjoy, just try and relax. I thought, shall I play tactical? Shall I go out potting against her? And I thought, whatever happens, just do how the game goes. If it's open, then just go out and try and pot.
It's an interesting thing you just said there, because at the beginning of the game, we all thought that last year you went out to try and out-pot her, and this year we thought you were going to be tactical, and it seemed to start that way. Was that the plan?
It was the plan, but that went out the window after I was 5-2 down. Because I tried to cover some pockets, and then if I didn't quite cover it, Sue was like knocking them out and clearing up, and like breaking and finishing,
and you've held on to your record, which is the important thing for you. And now, 4 times now you won it?
Yeah, that was the main thing. I was just out to try and stop Sue from getting 3 in a row.
Thanks very much.
But you'll be back to do it again, right?
I'll be back. I'll be around for a few years, and obviously I'm disappointed to lose the world title, especially for all my supporters out there. But as far as I'm concerned, I'll be back.
All right, and of course, don't forget though, girls, there's some other girls waiting. Vicky was in here. There's some other girls coming up as well, so you've got to worry about them as well over the next few years, haven't you?
Yeah, everybody's improved. I mean, I found it really, the pressure quite hard this year. Obviously, Linda knows what it's like when you're going for your third title on the trot, and it has been quite hard, but all the women are pushing me and Linda all the way. Everybody's improved. The overseas players have been fantastic, and it's getting harder and harder. I feel like retiring because it's getting that hard out there.
Well done to both of you, and I know you've got to go and get the presentation, so go and enjoy your evening. It's ladies' night once again here in Blackpool. Thanks to the ladies' final. Brilliant stuff by both of them, and it is the 4-time world champion Linda Leadbitter that takes the championship. And let's just take a look at, first of all, the record of both of these two. Quite incredible. And as you see, 93, Linda Moffat, but that, of course, is the same lady. That was her name before she got married. But she was dominant in 93, 94, and 95, and now Sue Thompson taking it in 96 and 97. But Linda coming back very strongly in 98. And let's hope that the dynasty carries on. And let's also hope that some of the other ladies can have a go at it as well. Well, as you can hear, the crowd are very excited to greet them back again. And get ready for the presentation. So without further ado, let's go back to our MC, Alan Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now can we ask you to welcome the presentation party consisting of Graham Blackshield, the Sales and Marketing Director of Imperial Tobacco, accompanied by our Tournament Director, George Harwood. Ladies and gentlemen, First to the runner-up, a cheque for £1,200, and our congratulations for another wonderful tournament goes to Sue Thompson. And now to the winner is a cheque for £2,000, the trophy and the title of the 1998 Embassy Ladies World 8-ball pool champion. And this goes to Linda Leadbitter, the champion, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight belongs to Linda Leadbitter. Great champion, Linda Leadbitter.
Well, thanks very much. A cracking night of ladies pool for you there. That's all from Blackpool in the moment. I wonder if the men can emulate that. They're coming up in our next match. It's Carl Moritz up against Keith Brewitt. Should be another cracker. Join us then.